Cheers. Good morning. It's really good. The first sip is always the best. How's everyone doing today? Thanks for joining me on this beautiful Saturday morning. Can't keep track of these days. Embrace me, my sweet embraceable you. Oh man, Gershwin. Absolutely. Embrace me, you, placeable you. Just one look at you, my heart grows tipsy. You and only you bring out the gypsy. I love all the many charms of you. Above all, I want my arms about you. Don't be a naughty baby. Come to Papa do. My sweet embraceable you. Nat King Cole can't go wrong. At lunchtime in Florida. Terry, hope you're enjoying your lunch while I'm enjoying my morning coffee. Alex, yeah, I know it's evening across the globe there. Thanks guys for tuning in. I appreciate you being here. Thanks for this, and like and subscribe and ring that bell. Now I'm gonna start including the ring the bell because everyone else says that too. But that actually is good because if you don't know that, that's the notifications. And I often just do kind of a pop-up live stream like 1 hour before. And if you want to check it out, I never know what I'm going to talk about. Sometimes I get inspired and want to share some things. And all of this material goes on Patreon. That's my online music community. And that's kind of the resource. If you're like, ooh, I want to learn Embraceable You. Well, I've got a solo guitar arrangement with the sound slice, synced up, and the lead sheets and stuff like that. Bob, good to see you. And thank you for joining me. Hopefully, the weather is favorable out there in the East Coast. It's finally just thawing out here in Portland. Big ice storm. Gershwin. I think I'm going to do a little run on Gershwin tunes. A little 3-day run, if I may. I just did a little Irving Berlin run. I guess you could say. I don't want to say medley because it's not quite a medley, but I did Blue Skies and I did Putting on the Ritz yesterday. So today I'm going to do Embraceable You, Gershwin classic. And I was talking about teaching fascinating rhythm. I'd like to get back to that tune. I haven't played that tune for many years, so I thought I'd revisit it with you guys on Patreon and on YouTube. It ties into a lot of my materials on Patreon because I've been teaching a lot of 2-5-2-5-2-5 ideas and 2-5. So if you're into 2-5s and you like the tune Fascinating Rhythm, definitely check out that live stream. That might be tomorrow. It might be Monday. I'm not sure yet. It might be later tonight. Who knows? So again, ring that bell for notifications if you want to stay in the loop for my live streams, which just pop up. Sometimes I get an opening because of a private lesson that's not happening. Or if I don't have a gig, then I'll do a live stream, things like that. So definitely ring that bell for the notifications. Cheers. Good morning. If you're just joining in, today's tune is Embraceable You. I'm going to pop up my lead sheet. I wrote it out a few years ago, but I want to show it to you how it's written. And it's a free lead sheet for your educational purposes only. The link is in the description. But I hope you actually enjoy it and have fun. Education can be fun, right? That's what it's all about here. Learning and playing music together. Oh no, my iPad died, so that's not good. I'm gonna have to use my phone. But I think I know the song pretty well. I just want to make sure I show it and kind of teach it to you how I wrote it out here on my lead sheet. So again, just go to Patreon, which is what I'm doing. Let's see. go to my posts. I've got 4,449 posts on Patreon. It's kind of the countdown, and it's not a competition or anything, but I'm almost at 4,450, which is a lot of posts. Not sure how I have done that many, considering it's been about 7 years now on Patreon. So I've got a big archive of materials and lessons. So here's my post for Embraceable You. If you want to load it up, it'll take you there. And it's just a free link. So you don't have to pay to be on Patreon to be a part of my community to grab this one. This one is for educational purposes. It's loading up my tabs here for Embraceable You. It's kind of small for me, but I'm going to read it. But again, I pretty much know the song. I haven't played it for a few years as far as performance goes. So this is a good chance for me to revisit a jazz standard from Nat King Cole. Everybody's recorded this one, gosh. And I love Django Reinhardt's version, if you guys have heard that one. That one's kind of unique. It starts off as a ballad, and then it kicks in a double time feel. It modulates, switches keys. Some badassery happening there for sure. But I do encourage you to learn a song really well and then to transpose it to different keys. It's a very useful tool. We're in the key of G here. We start with the 1 chord. I'm just going to walk you through the chord harmonic analysis. This is a little bit formal. Actually, no, I think I'm going to start. Sometimes I like to just go through some different exercises that I enjoy showing and making sure that you all know. And I think I'm going to go ahead and start with an exercise today. This is a really great exercise. It's kind of what I call the grip chord routine. However, I'm going to show it to you starting on the 6th string root, the 5th string root, and the 4th string root. So grab your guitar, do this with me. We're going to start on G. We're going to go on the G. We're going to go through the 5 types of 7th chords, the most popular ones. And then we're going to go through the 2 6 chords. And then we'll do the same on C. And then we'll do the same on F. So we're all in this one area, 3 keys, essentially 3 chords. And if you do this, you can get all 12 keys just like that without barely even moving. So this is the grip chord routine on the 6th, 5th, and 4th string. And get ready. Ready? Here we go. G major 7. G dominant 7. G minor 7. G minor 7 flat 5. G dim 7. G6. And G major minor 6. Okay. And if you don't know this, then please join my Patreon community and get this PDF. C major 7, C dominant 7, C minor 7 flat 5, I'll say it again, C major 7, I might have to go through this again, C dominant 7, C minor 7, C minor 7 flat 5, C dim 7, okay. And then the 2 6s, C major 6, C minor 6. These are a big stretch, but it's good practice. It's a great warm-up if you're like, hey, what's a good warm-up to do? Do these chord routines. Go through it, relax. And it's good for your fingers, getting the stretches. It's not always about this, the lead stuff. It's not always about that. That's good too. But chords make really good practice routines. F major 7. Now I'm on the F root, the 4th string root. F dominant 7. F minor 7. F minor 7 flat 5. F dim 7. Okay, do you guys know these? F major 6 and F minor 6. Okay. And those are the root on the 4th string root. Okay. I'm going to go through that all again. I'm just curious, are you guys able to hang with me on this? For those participating, watching live here, were you able to follow me on all those 5 types of 7th chords and the 2 6 chords, major 6 and minor 6? Those are the ones that you're going to be using in these jazz standards. This is great for chord melody playing as well, especially when you stay on the top 4 strings and you start to move those inversions around so you get the different melody notes. And that's a whole separate another study that I often focus on are the chord inversions on the top 4 strings. I'm trying not to promote this cup. It does have a name brand there. Don't look at the bottom of it. I know you guys are trying to look. Unless they want to give me a sponsorship. They're a big company based out of Seattle, Washington. Alex, yeah, sure, my pleasure. I'll do this. And I have this on Patreon as called a grip chord routine. But I just did a sound slice with all three of these instead of just two. Usually I show it on the sixth string and on the fifth string, but I recommend learning it on the fourth string as well because essentially you don't have to move as far. So like, let me show you an example. This F major 7 here, listen to it. Okay, look at me do it. Look at my fingers rather. Close your eyes. Okay, close your eyes. I'm closing my eyes. Listen. I have to look, but listen. Okay, I switched positions. I went to the eighth fret over here. The same four notes. F, C, E, A. Over here on the top four strings, F, C, E, A. So that's why it's so important. So you don't have to necessarily move from here to here. You can just do this. Okay. So I'm going to show you this routine in a second. Let me just tune my guitar. Type in the chat. Let me see who's here. Who's here on a Saturday morning, evening, Saturday afternoon, depending on where you're at. Ooh, that's the culprit. It's a beautiful day today. Today would have been an appropriate day to show you blue skies, not the other day. It's gray and icy. By the way, if you guys don't know this tuning method, I'm showing you two bonus things today besides the song Embraceable You. This is my all E tuning method, the Tracy patented all E. You just start with an open E. I don't know if it's A, for an A440 here, but E. And I just do this fifth fret. And I get that in tune, fifth fret on the second string to the open E. Then I go to the ninth fret on the third string. Then I go to the 14th fret on the fourth string. They're all the same E. A little sharp. So it's all tuned to this one E relative, assuming you have pretty good intonation. Then I go to the harmonic on the 7th fret, 5th string, same E. And then the harmonic on the 5th fret, 6th string. That's the all E tuning method. I don't know anyone else who does that, so I don't know. And say it's Tracy's all E tuning method. Alex, ooh, I bet it's snowing a lot there. Snowing music sounds more like this. Ooh, dark skies. You're inspiring me to write a song. We'll have to write a song together. Alex, I'll see you next week for your diamond tier lesson on Patreon. Plug the diamond tier. I do have some openings still available on Patreon at the diamond tier, which gets you a 30-minute private lesson with me once a month. We get to talk about whatever you want to talk about, whatever your goals are, and of course, how to use Patreon to its fullest, my community. Thanks, Alex. And just help you, figure out a good plan, strategy. Okay, so I'm going to show you this chord routine. It's called the grip chord routine expanded. And I'm going to even show you how to get all 12 keys. I don't want to say brilliant, but it's pretty sweet. Okay, so here we go. 6-string root. I'm going to say it before I play it, just to give you a second to do it, okay? This is a very special lesson here. We got the grip chord routine. That means the roots on the lowest note, essentially. That's my little nickname, grip chord. These are essential to play jazz. And I'm going to show it to you on the 6th-string root, on the 5th-string root, and on the 4th-string root, okay? G major 7, G dominant 7, G minor 7, G minor 7 flat 5, G fully diminished 7. Now the two 6 chords, G major 6, G minor 6. Now we're going to go to the 5th-string root, which I'm going to use C, which is right here below G. C major 7, C dominant 7, C minor 7, C minor 7 flat 5, C fully diminished 7, C major 6, C minor 6. Now we're going to go to the 4th string root, F major 7, F dominant 7, F minor 7, F minor 7 flat 5, F fully diminished 7, and the 2 6 chords, F major 6 and F minor 6. Now I'm going to show you something special. Okay, that was the 6th string, 5th string, and 4th string root. Now we can continue on and go through all 12 keys. Are you ready for this? It's such a sweet exercise, all 12 keys. So from here, I'm going to go 3 frets higher from where we began to B flat. And I'm going to go through the cycle of fourths, B flat, E flat, A flat, just right underneath. The guitar is tuned in fourths. So it's really brilliant. You could do all 12 keys. You probably would never have thought that you could do all 12 keys in 1 minute, but I'll show it to you. But I'm going to show you the concept first, and we'll do it in 1 minute. B flat major 7, B flat dominant 7, B flat minor 7, B flat minor 7 flat 5, B flat dim 7, E flat major 7, E flat 7, E flat minor 7, etc. Then we do it on A flat, etc. We go through all of those 5 7th chords and the 2 6 chords. This will get you through every jazz standard essentially, except we'll need some minor major 7 sometimes, which we just modify. And then we go up 3 frets from there. This is my 6th fret, B flat, by the way. I know you can't see the dots there, but now we're on C sharp, and we do the same routine. Dominant. Okay, so get used to that order, that routine. And then we go up 3 frets from there after we do all those. That is all 12 keys. And because of how the chromatic scale, 12, right, is divided up, we're going in the cycle of fourths. So we have, I'm going to just say the notes to you, G, C, F. Now we go to the 3 frets higher on the 6th string, B flat, E flat, A flat. Go 3 frets higher, D flat, G flat, which we'll call F sharp, and B. And then we go 3 frets higher, E, A, D. And then we go 3 frets higher, we're back to where we started. That's all 12 keys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. If we do this routine, and basically if we just, for guitar players, it's easy. If we just memorize exactly what I showed you, that routine right here on the 3rd fret first, and then slide it up 3 frets each time till it repeats, you get all 12 keys. Check it out. Okay, now C. I'm just going through the routine without saying it. 6, minor 6. Now F. It's good practice. Minor 7, minor 7, diminished 7. I have to say it to myself sometimes. Major 6, minor 6. Now I'm going to go up to B flat, B flat down. Just go through the routine, okay? 6, minor 6, E flat. Okay, so I'll stop there. That's all going through all 12 keys. You get the idea. That's a great study, great warm-up, great for your brain. But ultimately, it's the most fun when you apply it to a song. So I hope that helps you guys. Grab the PDF and the Sound Slice practice video on Patreon. I actually just created the Sound Slice practice video. I'll go ahead and post that. And I got to talk about this on Patreon. That might be a little bit confusing for those watching who are on Patreon. I did change the tier system. If you are at the coffee tier, if you're at the espresso tier, see, I can't keep track of this myself. If you're at the bronze tier, those 3 tiers, they're closed now. You cannot join them. You are grandfathered in, and you're now going to get all the materials that would normally be posted at the silver tier, which is access to all of my PDFs, tabs, Sound Slice. So congratulations. You're grandfathered in, and you can keep paying that same rate, and you will now get access to all of those at the silver tier. And that's because I just always feel like I recommend starting at the silver tier on Patreon, because that will get you access to all of my materials on Patreon that are tabs, PDFs, or Sound Slice. However, you guys, just so you know, it's not retroactive. So anything that was posted from 5 years ago or 4 years ago, you may not have access to that. So if you're wondering, you would still have to upgrade to the silver tier. That's always going to be open, because I do recommend that that's where you would begin if you want to join my Patreon, is a silver tier, because that gives you access to all of my tabs, PDFs, and sound slice practice videos, my solo guitar arrangements, my etudes, all of that stuff, all these exercises. The gold tier gets you my bonus videos. The platinum tier gets you everything. That's all my videos, including all my process videos where I'm working through my arrangements and etudes and stuff like that. Blues Mama, thanks for joining. Where was you? I don't know where you were. Yeah, all 12 keys. It's pretty fascinating. It's a little bit of guitar theory, understanding the chromatic scale that you just go up. And that's why the diminished is so important. Essentially, we're just going up the diminished and minor third. And if we go in these fourths, you get all 12 keys when you go up 4 times. Who knew? Math, geometry, right? I shouldn't have been sleeping all those years in class. But it's paying off now to understand this a little bit more. Grab the PDF, you guys. Let's get started on this song. I got a private lesson coming up. I want to teach you Embraceable You. But I hope that clarifies Patreon, if you guys are there. And again, if you are planning on joining right now on Patreon, if you're watching this video after the live stream, you're going to start at the silver tier. I'm not going to have to say I would recommend the silver tier. You're just going to start at the silver tier. I mean, there might be an opening for coffee or espresso if it drops low enough, but I kind of capped it off, so it probably would not be an opening. But I would just recommend that you start at the silver tier. Okay, so Gershwin wrote this beautiful song. I do have 2 cups of coffee here. I'm double fisting, but I can only do one hand at a time, so I just filled it up. All right, now I've got a fresh cup. All right, cheers. Okay, here we go, you guys. Embrace me. We're in the key of G major. I'm not going to show you any intro, but usually I do an intro. Okay, G major 7 or G6. I wrote G6. Why did I write G6? Because the melody is the 6th degree. It starts on the 6. 1. Embrace me. That's the 6. Okay, but I'm playing it like this. Embrace me. And then it goes to the B flat dim 7. You can see why I'm if you don't know these chords, you got to go back and learn that chord routine. And you got to know your notes on the 6th, 5th string, or even the 4th string, as I mentioned. B flat dim 7. First 2 chords. A minor 7. D7. Okay, so it's the 1, or the key of G, flat 3 dim, 2 5. I like to do D9. Sometimes I just go A minor 7 to D dominant 9 instead of D7. It's just keeping my pinky there, which is easy. Okay, and I just wrote D7 on my chart. 1, embrace me, my sweet embraceable you. Pretty easy, right? Okay. Go on. A minor 6. And the melody's on the root. Embrace me. Slide that guy up 3 frets. C minor 6. That's called the borrowed minor 4 chord. Borrowed chord. That's not in the key of G. It's minor 4. And there we can run the C melodic minor scale, or we can run the G harmonic major. I just taught that the other day. Harmonic major scale. Okay, if you're soloing, when it's not in the key. So it's A minor 6. Embrace me, my irreplaceable you. G major 7. Easy. 2 minor 4. This is how I memorize songs. Numbers 1. And I resolved it to G major 7 or G6. Okay. On my chart, I wrote G6. Again, G6 is what you'll see in the old charts, because that's a lot of times what they were doing back then. But I like both. I go, creates a movement, 2 5. And when I say 2 5, what 2 5? 2 5 to the relative minor. Let's talk shop real fast. If we're in the key of G, type it in the chat. You know what I'm going to say? If we're in the key of G, what's the relative minor? Alex. Key of G. Yes, look at that. So what's the 2 5? Type in the 2 5. See, we're talking shop here. This is how I want to communicate with you. You know, I say 2 5 into E minor. What do you play? Anybody. So here's a 2. I'll just say it. F sharp minor 7 flat 5. B7, I put sharp 5, E minor. Okay, that's a 2-5. So after the G major 7, G6, 2-5, and I did it down here just for fun, for a little bit more epicness. Okay, and now we're at measure 9. The song is pretty dense. The song is not an easy song. I would call it level 2. Okay, maybe level 3. Okay, let's do that much. 1, 2, 3, 4. Embrace me, my sweet embraceable you. Embrace me, you irreplaceable you. Just now we're in the relative minor. That little 2-5 brought us to E minor. Just one look at you, my heart grows tipsy. Then it goes to B minor 7. So you might see in the fake book E minor for 2 bars, B minor 7. Okay. B minor is the 3. This is pretty brilliant. Cole Porter, not Cole Porter. Cole Porter is brilliant, but George Gershwin, Cole Porter is one of my favorites. They're all my favorites. B minor is the 3 of G, but it's also, these are kind of like pivot chords. They can also be the 6, which is what it is, of D. D is the 5 of G. So he's playing around with chords that are contained in multiple keys, in this case, the 5. B minor 7, because now it's going to go 2-5 into D. So tell me, somebody, what's the 2-5 into D? What would you play? And Alex, thanks for writing F sharp to B. I appreciate that. I would be a little bit more specific and say F sharp minor 7 flat 5 B7, because when it goes to minor key, you want to have the 2 as a minor 7 flat 5, which is typical. David, yeah, I love that cliche. I'm going to show it to you on E minor. Did I write that in my chart? Yeah, I did on the E minor. I didn't show you guys. I just said E minor. But I do like to do this. We've been talking about this a lot. Every song that we've been talking about uses this almost. You can throw that in so many songs. This E minor, the My Funny Valentine cliche. Check out my lesson on My Funny Valentine from last week. When we had that 2-5 like this, you can do this. Just one look at you, and my heart goes tipsy. See, that's what David's saying. You can do this. You and only you bring out the gypsy. Gotta have some color on that 5 chord there. So yeah, thanks for saying that, David, about the cliches. You can always throw in these minor walk down this. Beautiful, these cliches. They work great as a 2-5 substitution. You know, I don't think Jimmy Page knew that when he was writing Stairway. I was like, man, I'm going to do these 2-5 subs on Stairway. Okay, so you guys got it? It's a lot of chords, especially starting on the E minor. I'm going to do the cliche on E minor. Just one look at you, and my heart grows tipsy. I'm just staying on B minor 7, and no one wrote it, but I'll show it to you. E minor 7, A7. That's a nice strong 2-5 to pull us into D major 7. And once we're in D is the 5 of G, so you know that's going to turn to dominant, so to pull us back to G. But before that, you do a little 1-6-2-5. Just one look at you brings out the, and then turn it to, so 1, it's D major 7, and I said 6, but on the guitar, I'm just going to do the diminished sub, sharp 1, because that's a sub for the 6. Bass player could go to the 6, B7, but on guitar, we just want to do this. And then A minor 7, D7. Let's add a flat 9. I get a little bite, and then back to G6. I love all. Try to make it sound like strings. The many charms of you. Above all, I want my arms around you. Don't. That's a good trick. I watch Louis Bonfa do that. He did that on a Tenderly. It's brilliant. That old video, that tremolo. It sounds like the beginning of Breezing. You do it like this. So anyways, little tricks. It helps if your guitar's amplified, of course. So we've got through the first A section here. By the way, if you're just tuning in, grab the free PDF for your educational purposes only. I'm just going through my arrangement. That's the first page of this chart. It's all right here. Okay, the basic chords of what I like to do. Oh, nice, Alex. Yeah, totally. Yeah, B minor. As long as you get to A7 to the D somehow, that's nice. We want to get to D. You could do a lot of different things. Again, right now I'm just going to show you my way. I'm not even going to do any tritone sub. I'm just going to show you a simple way of doing it. So check it out again from the top. Play it with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sometimes I like to walk it up. That leaves me here. I want A minor, B minor, C6, D7 or D13. Sus. I love all the many charms of you. Same stuff. Above all, I want my arms about you. So now that's where it changes. That 2-5 on the A section, it was a 2-5 to go to the relative minor, E minor. Now it's a 2-5 going to the 4 chord. Of course, this is what I always say: when the 1 chord turns to dominant, that's going to pull you to the 4. So you had that G major 7, just simply turn it to G7, and then the Don't Be a Naughty Baby. But jazzers love to put 2 5s instead of just a dominant chord. Maybe Django, the old school, would just do dominant, at a fast tempo especially. But we often go 2, 5, 1. So now we're in the key of C momentarily, okay? And then I'm going to play here, C major 7, C major 7, same thing. Don't be a naughty baby, F sharp half dim, B7, that's the 2-5 going to E minor, come to Papa, 2, 1, cliche. And then My Sweet Embraceable You. Back to the top. Let me show you the last 4 bars just to show you what I had written. By the way, grab the free PDF. I don't know how many times I said this, but just in case you're like, what is he doing? Just look at my PDF here. It's for your educational purposes only, so don't sell it. C major 7, F sharp minor 7 flat 5, B7. Look at the last 8 bars. E minor major 7, E minor 7, A7. That's E minor 6, your choice. The bass player will probably play A7 because that's what the iReal Pro will say when they're looking at the iReal Pro on a gig. And then look at the last 4 bars, okay? G/B, B flat, what did I write there? B flat dim 7, got a little cut off. A half dim, D7, and G. Look at that again. I'm going to walk you through this. G/B, B flat dim, A minor 7 flat 5, half diminished, D7. And that could be an A flat 13 if you want to do tritone sub. This. G/B is this. B flat dim. If this is new for you, this is the inversion. B, G, D, G. Doubling the G here. B flat dim. A minor 7 flat 5. And that's on the word brace. Embraceable. D7. Little Chet Baker style ending there. Ending on that major 7. So the root. G/B. I'm going to walk you through this one more time in case you don't have this. B flat dim 7. A minor 7 flat 5. Why not do tritone sub for fun? A flat 13. G major 7. It's a great ending there. If you were to turn it around to the top for soloing, you would go 1, 6, 2, 5. Okay. G major 7. G sharp dim 7. That's a sharp 1 dim 7. G sharp, the sub for E7. I said 6, but I'm playing sharp 1 dim, A minor 7, D7, and to the top. Or you could go to 1 flat 3 dim, 2 5. From the top. Embrace me, irreplaceable you. You, only you, bring out the gypsy. I love all. Above all, I want my arms around you. Don't be unlucky. Here's a cliche. Come to Papa to walk down. Let's do it again. Sing it with me. Embrace me, my sweet embraceable you. Embrace me, you irreplaceable you. Just one look at you, my heart grows tipsy. I'm doing 9s. You and only you bring out the gypsy. Do the walk up. I love all the many charms of you. Above all, I want my arms around you. 2, 5 to the floor. Don't be a naughty baby. Cliche, come to Papa do. My sweet embraceable you. Chord soloing, leads, and all that good stuff. And there's a very methodical way you can go about doing the chord solo. And usually what I do with my students is I say, let's look at the inversions. G major 7, G major 7, G major 7, G major 7, G dim 7. Go through the progression. A minor 7, D7, and sometimes I use that diminished hack. A minor 6 or A minor 7, C minor 6, G major 7. So I'm just going through the little routine with inversions through the progression. I mean, right there, that was the first 8 bars. Then the 2 5, E minor. So again, just to demonstrate that, a little chord melody style soloing, just playing with chords essentially. G major 7, G major 7, G major 7, G major 7. And I said G diminished 7. To me, this is a little hack, the trick. We know the chord, the bass player goes to B flat dim 7. B flat can be dim, G dim, it could be C sharp dim, it could be E dim. There are 4 different names for one diminished 7 chord. So really, this is a great soloing thing for us to do as a lead improviser for chords or for single notes. The first chord is G, you play G major 7, G major 6. Second chord is B flat dim 7. Just turn that G major idea that you just played into a diminished idea. Maybe an arpeggio would be nice. You could do the half full diminished scale. Whatever you want to do, just think of that as the diminished there. Okay? Or you just stick with chords. You know, if you're kind of doing more of a gypsy jazz styling, A minor 7, and then diminish it. So this is my favorite soloing hack. You'll hear me often say in my lessons, my bonus lessons for those on Patreon, because I know many of you are on Patreon and you're watching my bonus lessons. When I'm talking about soloing, you'll hear me say these 2 words a lot. Diminish it. What does diminish it mean? That means whatever chord you happen to be on, G major, diminish it. A minor, diminish it. So that means A minor, A diminished 7. I'm just kind of telling my students or myself in my head mentally, play an A minor lick. I should grab a pick. A minor 7, diminish it. So really what's important here is that you practice that diminished 7 arpeggio, diminished 7 chords, diminished 7 scale, the octatonic scale. But check it out when I'm showing you with chords now in a simpler way for chord melody. G major 7, diminish it. A minor 7, diminish it. Such a good exercise. I'm going to do it in another inversion. G major 7, diminish it. A minor 7, diminish it. Diminish. We love that shape. It's so easy. You don't have to think about D7. We diminished the A and it became A diminished 7 against the D7. Again, you'll learn these hacks because that's the 2-5. You'll say, oh, when you do this study, when you look through my lessons, you'll say, okay, D7 is D, F sharp, A, C, E flat. D with a flat 9, you have that A dim. So it becomes a hack on a 2-5. This is the hack. Instead of playing the 5 chord, just think of the 2 and you diminish it. G major 7, do this with me. G dim 7, A minor 7, A diminished 7. I know, David. G major 7, G dim 7, A minor 7, A diminished 7. This is the first 4 bars. We're just practicing. G major 7, G dim 7, A minor 7, A diminished 7. G major 7, G major 7, I don't know what I just said. G dim 7, A minor 7, A dim 7. Essentially, that's 1-6-2-5. Okay, this is another sub for 1-6-2-5 with a flat 3 dim instead of the proper E7. That's another study there. But I love that. So that's new for you. You can do it with your single notes and your chords. Cheers. Thumbs up if you enjoy that hack. I love sharing the hacks because I'm all about hacks and shortcuts to get the sound. I want to know how to think about the stuff to sound good, to get the sounds, and what I can do for practicing purposes. And that's a really great study. Thanks, Alex. I want to do that again. That was so fun. G major 7, diminish it. You can add those diminished notes. And not only that, when you're on that diminished, you can slide that guy around 3 frets. You just got to know where's A minor 7 and then diminish it. Chord melody made easy, right? Add some side slipping. Here you go. Go up and below into it. The diminish. That's a Wes Montgomery trick. A minor 7. Add the 9 on. Yeah, totally. Just all day long, work through those. So, again, you can do 6 or major 7 or both. And then go on to the next 4. But I'm just talking about practicing, because to me, if I really wanted to master that sequence, that chord melody style soloing, that's a lot of information right there. I would do that for a good 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and then go to the next section until I can do that pretty well. And that's one thing I find a lot of students, they try to do the whole song, but they can't, because they don't have that first 4 bars mastered. So on a gig, they're not going to be able to pull it off because they haven't practiced just those first 4 bars. Like I'm kind of just demonstrating, really master this. It's an exercise. And then when you put it together, you'll be able to do it. And I'm adding on, sometimes I add those notes on the 9. This is still the diminish, but you can add these beautiful notes. I'm not ready for the next 4 yet because I don't have this mastered. That's why I'm staying only on these 4. Now I'm kind of being fancy just to go up through now that I can go through all 4 of those inversions, now I'm ready for the next 4 bars, essentially. Okay, which is A minor 6, C minor 6. These are just inversion studies. G major 7 or G major 6. I'm going to do G6 9. F2 5, F sharp half dim to B7. Well, guess what? 2 5, we want to diminish it. So F sharp half dim, which is A minor 6. So this is another important harmonic study, the equivalence. We just did A minor 6. We just did A minor 6. Well, now the chart says F sharp minor 7 flat 5. Same 4 notes. And then diminish it. Now I'm at E minor. Just one look at you, my heart grows tipsy. B minor 7. I'm going to show you that cliche here. Just one look at you, my heart grows tipsy. I'm going to show it to you here. Just one look at you, my heart grows tipsy. So practice that. I'm going to show it to you here. Just one look at you, my heart grows tipsy. I'll show it to you here. Just one look at you, my heart grows tipsy. Ooh, I like that minor 9. Show you here. Just one look at you, my heart grows tipsy. You go to D6 here, which is B minor 7. Well, inversion. Bass player will play B. So again, I'm starting out practicing really, really well. This is again the next level of practicing, going beyond grip chords. Grip chords are so important for mastery, for just your basic accompaniment, your gigs. But if you want to really dive into solo guitar, chord melody playing, or creative comping, that's where you really want to investigate all of those various ways to play essentially the same thing, like this cliche. This to work on your inversions on the different strings here. Here. It's the same thing, but I know wherever I happen to be at, I want to know. I want that assurance that wherever I happen to be at on the fretboard, I can do that movement. In that case, the cliche from E minor to B minor. And then on B minor, we could do that. Then I'm in 1-6-2-5 in the key of D. Okay, so again, I'm just demonstrating. This is a big study. I might continue it on Patreon bonus video of working through this whole song. Okay, but again, we can spend a good hour just on chord melody investigation. I do label it called chord explorations. If you're wondering, I want to know more about Tracy's chord explorations. That's what I call, or chord melody, chord melodic comping as another nickname. But check out my lessons on Patreon called Chord Explorations. Again, it's very important that we fully investigate all of the inversions, all the enharmonic equivalents, and some substitutions. It gets pretty deep. So don't feel overwhelmed. Start with your basic grip chord shapes, okay? Master that, learn the song, and then move into some chord melody soloing. How you guys liking this? Enjoying this lesson today with me? Coffee shop series? Anybody else here besides Terry, David, Alex, Keith? Wait, is Keith here? Blues Mama? Keith, are you here? Oh, Keith is here. If you're on Patreon, type in the chat. I want to see who's watching these and let me know. Or if you're not on Patreon, just let me know who are you, where you're from. I mean, I appreciate and Bob. Sorry, Bob, I didn't say. Oh, Graham's here. Awesome. Yeah, it's good for me to know who's watching these live lessons and if you are enjoying it. I appreciate it. Thanks, and I appreciate the thumbs up. And don't forget to do the notification. If you didn't hear me say that earlier, that kind of just sends you a quick email from YouTube saying, "Hey, Tracy Kim's going live in a minute, or 5 minutes, or an hour, or tomorrow." And the next songs, and sometimes I just do like some concepts like I was demonstrating earlier. I want to go through that one more time too. That's such a great study. I showed the grip chord routine patented through all 12 keys essentially by just thinking this G, C, F. But I want to show it to you again in case you missed it. This is go to Patreon and check this out. You're going to see some new sound slice practice videos. And again, if you missed it earlier, I talked about the new Patreon tier system. If you join Patreon, you automatically will be at the silver tier starting. And if you want the bonus videos, then you'll be at the gold or the platinum respective. If you want a private lesson with me once a month, 30 minutes, then you can do the diamond tier. And there's still about 5 openings left for that. So consider that. So I'm going to show you something really cool again, you guys. I probably have a little bit more on I have a chord melody arrangement for Embraceable You, but I'm not going to walk you through that. You can grab that on Patreon with a sound slice practice video. I'd rather talk about concepts here with you. So this is an important thing. I talked about this earlier. I'm going to go back to it here in case you just tuned in or missed it. Talking about playing through all 12 keys, major 7 chords. Actually, I would say go through the routine. Major 7, dominant 7, minor 7, flat 5, fully dim 7. You might have to slow this video down to 0.5x because I talk fast when I have a lot of coffee. G major 7, G dominant 7, G minor 7, G minor 7 flat 5, G dim 7, G major 6, G minor 6. And then do it on the 5th string root. Do it on the 4th string root. Now we go up 3 frets and do the same thing. B flat, E flat, A flat. Okay, this is all going to be on Patreon. You could do this with me on a sound slice practice video. Again, that's sound slice. All the sound slice practice videos, all of them are available at the silver tier, and that's where I recommend starting. So again, but check this out. Please do this with me. This helps you solidify this concept a little bit. We're just going to do major 7 chords through all 12 keys with this concept. Check it out. G major 7, C major 7, F major 7. Move it up 3 frets from where you started. B flat major 7, E flat major 7, A flat major 7. 3 frets higher than that is the 9th fret. D flat major 7, G flat major 7, or F sharp major 7, B major 7, 3 frets higher, E major 7, A major 7, D major 7, and then we're back to home, G, which is there. That's all 12 keys. Let's give it a little waltz feel. Isn't that sweet? That's all 12 keys. Ultimately, just mastering this technique, G major 7, C major 7, F major 7, and then simply guitar players have it easy sliding up 3 frets and doing the same thing, 3 more frets, 3 more frets, and you can do it with arpeggios and go through all 12 keys. You might not have thought, hey, I can go through all 12 keys just like that without even thinking once you master that concept. Well, hey, I am going to a private lesson right now. I really appreciate you guys tuning in, saying hi, and typing in the chat and going through this beautiful Gershwin tune with me. Check it out on Patreon, my solo guitar arrangement. It's and there's a bonus video lesson too on Patreon that you can check out if you want. Yeah, thanks for this. I really appreciate it. Have a great day, guys. We'll see you later this evening. Alex, sorry, you'll be sleeping, man. Or tomorrow for the next one. Hit your notifications because sometimes I'm not sure when I'm going to do a live stream. I get inspired and I want to just hop on and go through a song and go through some concepts with you. Have a great day, great night. Cheers. See you guys.